To be perfectly honest, last December, as we were putting together last year's For You, and I was writing on hundreds of rocks with permanent marker, learning music and organizing, I looked up at my mom and I said, I know what we're doing is really good, and I am really proud of it, but I don't think I can do this again next year. I didn't realize how much work it would be. I was stressed, tired, and really overwhelmed by the whole thing. It was such a big venture, and I didn't realize just how big it would be. Then came the day of the For You concert. It was about halfway through the concert, and I was in the middle of my singing my solo. I looked up at those windows, and I just started crying. It was like time had been moving so fast, and I was so busy organizing the concert that I'd forgotten to really soak it all in and really realize the good we were doing. And when I looked up at those windows, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but it was like God stuck out his hand and knocked me on my back and opened my eyes. It was like time slowed down, and it was a happiness greater than I had felt in so long. So here I am again, and maybe I'm crazy for doing this concert again, but in my opinion, even if it makes me crazy, it's worth it. Because that's what faith is like. When you follow God, there will be times of rigorous trials and times of absolute elation. But in order to get the higher highs, you have to face the lower lows. I don't know about you, but I'll take those trials if I can experience deep happiness. I'd rather face the ups and downs than live in satisfied ignorance of what life could be. It's hard being a good person in this world. I'm not always a good person. Just like everybody else here, I make mistakes. And I try really, really hard to listen to what God wants me to do and follow it. But sometimes, I stray off the path. Sometimes the right thing to do sounds like too much, and I get scared and I plug my ears. But I try really, really hard to listen to him and be a good person. And when I do follow his path for me, I sometimes have to make difficult choices and sacrifices. Sometimes people might judge me. And sometimes it makes life a little tougher than if I just did what everyone else does. No matter what stage of life you're in, I'm sure many of you have faced times when it would have been easier if you didn't do what was right. But even if sometimes it is difficult to follow what's right, the outcome, the benefits, are totally worth it. Because God knows it's hard to follow him. So he makes sure the benefits make up for the hard times. It's definitely a choice when you follow God. Because when you do follow him, life is like a crazy roller coaster. But I thank God for the easy and hard days that I'm living. I'd rather take the ups and downs of being a good person and following him than just going through life merely being content. I would miss it if I never knew that indescribable, incredible happiness that only God can show you. The kind that makes time slow and makes me cry.
There